Hello, my name is Shiny Doggy I, and I am doing an illustration outside today. This is my sketchbook. It's got a bunch of stickers. I'll tag in the description of the things. But yeah, I just use a Blick sketchbook pencil for size. This is the area that I wanted to draw. It's not the most like, whoa, look at this scenery, but it was a big open space, and that was something that I feel like I don't get enough of. I spend so much time behind the screen and like not out and about that I just wanted somewhere where I could like put my feet in some grass. These are the pencils that I use. It's kind of confusing because it's in like Japanese, and so if you're like in a dark space, you definitely have to like look at the colors, but you can match them. It's nice, super portable, highly recommend, very smooth. But yeah, size, that's my pencil sharpener. Usually I have like a little plastic bag to go with it. Let's get cracking. So usually I try and like sketch out a general idea. Sometimes I bring a pencil with me, but I forgot this time. So I just used my lighter blue to do it. So just doing a quick hard line that I think is right where the chairs are. Just something to like ground it. I did a quick tree, putting in the building. And then there were like those weird umbrella shade things. But I'm just blocking out where I'm going to start doing this illustration. I'm not necessarily thinking about this as a line drawing. I'm kind of thinking of it as like I guess a pastel illustration would make more sense, but like a painting in that, okay, I'm gonna start splotching down colors and then going from there. And what's nice is in the video earlier, you saw that there were a lot of this like blue around. So I was like, oh, that's pretty convenient that I can use the sketch page or the sketch lines to do a lot of the color. So I'm just blocking in the chairs that were there. I did this real time because I feel like people don't understand how long this stuff takes. It takes forever to do art, and that's okay. That's part of why I chose this open space, because again, I'm just at home all the time and I'm just behind a screen, and I like wanted to be able to like feel like I was in nature. But I mean, maybe I could have taken my shoes off, but I felt like just having the grass underneath me was enough. The greens that I have are kind of limited, but eventually I'll start layering stuff up. But I'm just blocking in the things that are closest to this. There was a lot of greenery, but it was kind of confusing to start blocking stuff out because there's a lot of buildings behind trees, and sometimes it's hard to like just block out the general foliage. I always don't know how to say that word. But yeah, so just doing a general shadow pass with that because there's some gravel right there. I used the yellow earlier on the white chairs because I wanted to just like be able to distinguish the shape rather than just like relying on my memory for it. And then going in with the blue again, just darkening some things. So now I'm trying to put in the buildings. They're kind of like that like limestoney cement. So just putting like a peach kind of helped. And again, I put pretty base lines for the original sketch, and so I'm just going in and furthering the sketch. There were a lot of windows on the buildings, but I didn't want to think of them 100% as windows, just kind of as like blocks of color. So that's why I put the horizontal lines. And now the branches. Oh wait, no, sorry, the building. The building across the street also had a pretty big open area, but there were people there. And this one, I just kind of wanted to be by myself. Okay, yes, tree branches. I was like, is my memory failing me? Because I'm pretty sure that I used this brown for tree branches. So I pressed pretty hard closer to the trunk because it's like more visible. And this is kind of like the thing with the foliage where it's like, it's hard to truly depict it. Like you can't just do it all at once. I mean, you can, but that's boring. So I like to just kind of do little bits all around with this kind of sketching, just slowly building up the areas that I'm seeing and like the solid chunks of color and then going from there. These windows were not green, but they were like a turquoisey sort of color. So I was like, okay, what are the colors that I'm going to need to build this up? And so that's what I started laying down. It was also probably not the best time for me to choose. It was around sunset. But again, the point of this drawing was to go outside. I feel like part of this, choosing this area, is also trying to like romanticize where I am, because I always want to take my sketchbook to like a very fancy place or whatever. And then there's so many people that I just get like so anxious and I'm like, oh, I don't even want to draw. But coming to like a nice, like desolate, is desolate the right word? A nice desolate area made me feel very like relaxed and like willing to take chances on where I'm laying the lines down. So I highly recommend it. So if you live in a space that's like not as picturesque as you would want, or it's like not like an oceanside thing, I don't know. I would just always like poo-poo myself out of drawing outside because I was like, wow, these places aren't amazing to draw. Like this isn't something that like I'd go out of my way to see. But there's a lot of value in just like, one, going outside, breathing the fresh air, touching grass, but two, being able to depict spaces around you, like everyday things that you interact with. Because when you're making like comics or like animations, it's like usually it's pretty grounded. And so knowing how to like draw a lawn chair, knowing how to render a tree, that isn't that taken care of or way taken care of, it's very valuable. There's many tools you can put in your artist toolbox. So sorry for like random chunks of me being quiet. I get really nervous recording these videos and my body's like, you have to burp. And it's like, I really don't. And then I get anxious that I'm going to do it on mic. So I just mute. So apologies for that. I do have a lot of like in my brain of like drawing in public or like talking in general. So these videos are like a really nice exercise in overcoming that, because I don't know. When I'm at home, I love watching videos of people just drawing and yapping. And it's like, there's not enough. I want more. So this is me making more. And like I said, the foliage is hard. So it's just slowly building it up. Now I'm doing kind of like a shadow pass. I do wish that I brought my pencil, but whatever. I also don't know what happened to my black colored pencil, but I was using the purple, and it's kind of a nice challenge to like use like deep greens and purples to create your shadows, because it adds a little bit more of like a added dimension instead of just like straight gray. But there's nothing wrong with using straight gray. I love thick, bold, like cartoony lines around things, but with this, it was more like capturing blocks of color and the general thing that I'm seeing. It wasn't necessarily being accurate. And a thing that I always struggle with is things are more vibrant as they come towards you. Things in the background lose their saturation, and then things in the foreground are more saturated. I hope that makes sense. But I'm always so tempted to make things darker, like further away, because I'm like, oh, that is like it's harder to see, so it's darker. And I do that a lot with digital illustration. But coming outside and like actually looking at like what colors are doing helps a lot. So like I'm going in and pushing the windows, but it's like those teal windows that I'm going to get to aren't going to be as dark as this building. It's 2 buildings. So the one with the purple right now, that's on my side of the street. The other one is across. These windows were separated, but like for this kind of drawing, I can just kind of make them a rectangle and you get it. I mean, I'm showing you a photo or like a video of the area so you know, but like for your sketchbooks, who's gonna know? Just do whatever makes you happy. Just get the general idea down. It's a learning exercise, or in a way, a document to like have a memory. And again, more saturated, just adding some dimension to the grass. It's done. I've had enough time outside, but it's a general idea. And now I've created a fun memory for myself. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed drawing with me, and I'll see you soon. Bye.